Welcome to Qigong. And we're going to start with the tiger, just get into Tai Chi Qigong posture. Kind of feel that you're a tiger waking up in the morning and you've kind of been all curled up on a branch or something like that. And so you're going to take tiger claws, a fairly open hand, spiral around, and then you're coming up to stretch your arms and your claws. And as you do it, feel as if you're almost uncoiling the wrap up of your skin until you're right above your head, opening your hands there. Feel that you're opening through the shoulders, that you're opening the fascia and the skin between the pelvis and the shoulder blades, and then coil in. And when you come down and breathe out, now you're coiling again. Feel that all the skin is kind of like, person who's got folds and folds, like a big fur seal or something, all folds down. And then have a sense as you come up that you are uncoiling, stretching out through the body, stretching out through the skin, making space in your shoulders, allowing your tailbone to drop, chin tuck in there. And as you breathe out through the nose, but let that breath come from your throat. So it's a real tiger sound. Coil around, come up and uncoil. Uncoiling your skin, getting nice and long and stretched. When you get up here, you might want to actually ease up a little bit more to one side or the other. Just getting more flexibility through the soft tissue and between the joints, and come around, and that nice tiger throat tiger sound. Breathing in through your nose, coming up, uncoiling. Just wriggle a little bit to feel if there's any area that needs to get a little bit more space. Coming down. Spiraling, and up you go. Feeling the skin and the soft tissue stretching up, opening through your shoulders, dropping your tailbone, tucking your chin in. Nice big tiger spiral with your arms up here and coming down. And relax. So we're going to do a spine turn here. And again with a spiral. So one hand behind your back, the other hand comes across. Open your legs a little bit, drop your tailbone. Thumb down, turn your thumb down and watch your hand as it goes behind you. Open through the lumbar spine, then the thoracic spine, and then lastly the neck, watching your hand as it goes behind. And then as you come back, lift your arm up, open up through your spine, and come down. Change hands. Hand across the body, thumb down, turn, lumbar spine, mid-back, thoracic spine, through the neck, and lift up through the spine. So we're getting beautiful rotation through the spine, making a space between each joint there. And as we release the tension there, we can actually clear it, send it down to the earth, swap over. Around you go. Watching the thumb, right behind, coming up, around, lifting up through the spine, and clear. Feel as if you're clearing any fugginess in your body there. Cross your arm, turn your thumb down, round you go. Lower back, mid-back, thoracic, head. Watching your hand with your eyes and lift up through the spine, drop your tailbone. And down you come. Cross over, round you go. Up you come. And down. All right, we've got a bit of length through the spine there. Let's just release between the shoulder blades with drop and turn. Anything you need to just drop out, whether it's emotional stuff or just a head going round and round or tightness in your neck and shoulders. Drop and turn. Breathe in. And this is an out breath through the mouth. Drop. And lift and drop. And shake it out a little bit. Pop your hands under the last ribs. So we're going to do chi belt breathing. So the diaphragm is going down and we're focusing on the diaphragm coming out to the side as we do this. So breath into your belly, in through the nose, out through the nose. Breathing in, pushing your hands out to the side. And then follow the breath back as you go out. Breathing in for 5. Breathe out for 6. Breathe in, push your hands away. Strengthen your diaphragm. Breathe out for 6. In for 5. Out for 6. Okay, so now we're thinking about the breath coming into the belly, into the front of the diaphragm. So your hands just softly below your belly button here. And as you breathe in, feel the belly swell up. And then let it just relax back towards the spine. Let's do it again. 5 in, 6 out. Take your hands over to the kidneys. So over the last ribs there. And you're going to put your weight a little bit back onto your heels and slightly tuck your tailbone under. And you really should be able to feel the ribs opening as you breathe now. So the diaphragm's going down, it's going forward, sideways, into the back. Now focusing on the expansion under those last ribs there. Breathing in for 5. Breathing out for 6. Follow the ribs back. So the ribs fan out as you breathe in, and as you go back, the ribs curl back in. Good, okay, and let's get onto our silk reeling. So repetitive movement through the joints. It's getting your synovial fluid to ooze out of the synovial membrane, which is a silky membrane which kind of wraps around the joint. And we nourish the joint with synovial fluid. It's full of all sorts of nice food for joint repair. So you don't have blood freely circulating in your joints. If you do, you have terrible arthritis. Joints hate to have blood in it. They just have this lovely white sort of serous fluid in there. So feel as you're doing that, you're getting not just a little round, but you're going right to the edges of the movement. You're getting an extension, a circle, a downward movement all the way around. Notice if one hand feels the same as the other, or one hand is more easy to move, or has got a better movement. Opposite way around. Keeping your elbows still, focusing on the movement, just going through the hands at this stage. One hand on your elbow, and we silk reel the elbow by allowing it to go in and out of the snake hole that you're making with your other arm. Feeling the spiraling through your elbow as you do this. Opposite direction. You can give it quite a firm hold with the hand that's holding the elbow. Opposite side. Round through the hole. Sometimes it's easier to do with one arm than the other. Opposite way around. Right, and we're going to work through the shoulder joints now. One leg forwards and bend at the hips and just drop one arm down. I'm going to strangle myself here. Let your arm be really, really loose. So the weight of the arm is actually making a gap in your shoulder joint here. And what we're looking at here, put your other hand behind your back, is you're going to just allow your arm to circle initially. One way and then the other way. So really easy movement going through the shoulder joint here. And now keeping your arm really loose. With your body come up, turn your body, your arm goes with, and your body goes down and your arm goes down. So your arm is just following the body movement. So this is very nice to get nice mobilization of your shoulder blade, as well as the actual glenohumeral joint there. Let's go around the other way, coming up, over and down. If you have any kind of shoulder surgery, this is going to be the very first thing that you're allowed to do after your shoulder surgery to get your joint mobilized again. And up. Right. Hand behind your back, opposite leg forwards, come down onto your knee a little bit there, and just allow that arm to be heavy, gap in the shoulder joint, and a little circle in one direction. And the opposite direction. And then moving the arm by moving the body, bringing your body up. It's quite good for your changes in blood pressure as you go. It goes up and down. So if you feel a bit dizzy when you do this, just do it really, really slowly. And opposite way around, dropping down, hinging at the waist, coming up, your arms just following the movement because it's attached. It's like you're a puppet. Coming up. Coming down. Right, okay. Shuffle a little bit there. And let's spread the feathers. So we do coming to the neck. So hands facing forward, so bottom goes back, hands come forward, circle. And as you come up, feel your tailbone tuck down, your chin tuck in, so you've got a long spine, and spiral your thumbs around there. So we're stretching the outside of the arms here, the yang side of the arms. Push your shoulders down. Deep breath in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, and drop your ear down to your shoulder. Just let it sink, 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 sink. Give it a bit of time to do that. Breathe in, come up. And to the other side, breathe out through the mouth. And come up. Got the back of your hand forwards, so you're going to spiral behind you now. Bend through the knees as you go down, and your little finger is going to spiral around. And now you are spiraling through the yin side of the arm, the inside of the arm. So the inside of the arms and legs is yin, outside is yang. The front of the body is yin, back of the body is yang. Go. Deep breath in. And again, drop your ear to your shoulder. Let the other shoulder drop down a little bit more, so you get a nice stretch along the neck into the shoulder, along your trapezius there. Come back up. Breathing in, breathing out, drop your ear down. And come back up. Hands behind your back. So putting your thumbs on either side of the spinous process here and extending back. Going all the way forwards if you can. Move your fingers down a little bit and press in over the next joint into the next part of your big extensor muscles of the spine, and down you go each level, seeing if you can just safely get a good extension movement between one vertebra and the next. Can't use your thumbs, so use the fist of your hand. Keep your chin tucked in when you do this. Forwards. And up. Back. That's it. And go down with an out breath, up with an in breath. Good. And then just give a rub over your sacrum. Your back extensor muscles go all the way down there. Nice and warm. Okay, so next is going to be the pelvis. So you shift your pelvis to the side, to the back, to the side, and forwards. And be aware that what you're doing here, you're actually keeping the top half of the body still, and the pelvis and the legs are doing the movement. Now, when we do the bear rotating his spine, it's the opposite. So we'll do both. So feel this initially. Feel that you've got a backward movement, a sideward movement, forwards and a side. You might find that one side of your pelvis is a little bit tougher than the other, or a little bit stickier than the other. Change direction. And you may find one direction is more easy than the other as well. These are just little exercises you can just do now and again while you're waiting for the toaster to pop up or the kettle to boil. You can work on one joint in the body, one part of the body, and just give it a little silk reel. It's called oiling the joints. Okay, so we moved the bottom. So now let's move the top. So now we fixate the bottom. And now you might as well be a bear and put your little claws on either side of your navel there. And you drop forwards. You notice your legs are staying still. And now you move the top of your body on top of the pelvis. And this is a little bit more tricky. You're a little bit tighter this way. And if you've got a bad back, you just go really, really, really carefully around and forwards. You'll do 3 in each direction. This is super good for your digestion. Bear rotating his spine. So you can kind of feel quite lumbrious and heavy when you do this. Right. Come up. Straighten it for a couple of seconds, and we'll go down and we'll go into the opposite direction. May be different for you. So hinge at the waist and around you go. You can breathe in for half of the circle and breathe out for the other half. Again, feeling the front movement, the side movement, the back movement, and to the other side. And last one. All right, just shake it out a little bit there. And we'll go down to the knees. So bend your knees a little bit, let your bottom go back, hands over your knees, and give them a good circle supporting them so that you don't go too far as you do that. Feel the silkiness in your knees, in the joints. You've got two of your cartilages in there. They need to be well oiled, as well as your kneecap. Just a separate little joint outside of the main knee joint. Okie dokes. And two hands on tiger's heads, the young tiger's heads. And let's do a little bit of movement through the foot. So getting a rotation going through the long bones of your foot there. Then their little chunky square and oblong bones just in front of your ankle. And then take the movement right up to the knee. Got all my neighbors passing with their dogs at the moment. One dog chasing somebody else. Through the knee, through the ball and socket of the hip. Feel a nice round movement in the hip. Change direction. Give your focus to the hip first of all. Then the knee. The knee is a hinge joint, so it's not going to go round as much. And then back into the long bones of the foot and the toes, and shake it out. All right, on to the next one. Foot in front, toes, and long bones, and then the little square bones just below the ankle, up to the knee. Can't get quite a circle there, but you get a backwards and forwards hinge as you do that. And then as you get to the joint, feel that ball and socket giving a lovely rounding movement there. Opposite way around, thinking first of the hip, then of the knee, and then the ankle, and then down into the foot and the toes, and relax. Okay, so we've got all the bits and pieces moving. So let's move the whole body, and let's start with moving the body like a river. So open space, your hands on your knees, drop into a little bit of a squat, and you're going to go hips, shoulder, and head, and hips, shoulder, and head. And as you do this, you're thinking very much about the side movement that's moving through the body, particularly through the spine. So think of your spine as a string of pearls, and you're trying to move them sort of sequentially, one, 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 one. And notice how when you get up into the thoracic area, the rib cage area, it's not as much movement because you've got ribs attached to the spine there, so it can't really give you the same amount of movement. But you really want a free movement by the time you get to the neck. See if you really relax your neck and get it to do a good side movement there. Feeling your body flowing like the river. And then slowly come up higher, and let's take our hands across. So when we move our hands across here as well, we get more movement through the rib cage area. So it's quite nice. And go a little bit higher or a little bit lower. Moving your hips first, knees and your hips, lumbar spine, and then the thoracic. Sort of add on that extra little bit of side movement as you just go a little bit further along. May have a few creaks in your shoulder blades. That's all good. Breathe into one side, breathe out to the other. In. Breathe out. In. Out. Good. So keep your legs open, and you're going to do double arm spirals. So keeping your teacups in your hand so they don't spill. So bottom goes behind, your hands go behind, holding your teacups. Bring them in front, a beautiful spiral through your arms, right above your head. Allow your groins to open as you reach back, but your chin stays tucked in, and back you go. Double arm spiral. So you're getting a beautiful movement through the spine here, opening your groin. Your big arteries and veins are going through the groin there. You sit a lot during the day. You just don't get enough stretch going through there. Breathing out as you come down. Breathing in as you go up. Keeping the T from spilling, your hands keep facing up the whole time. Breathing in and out through the nose. Breathing in. Chin tucked in, open groin. Breathe out, let your bottom go behind. Knees stay behind your toes. Coming down, bring your legs a little bit close together. Now your wrists across, and we're going to be soaring eagle, breathing in as you come up. And as you come up, cross your hands together and come up on your toes. Breathe out, down you come. Allow your wrists to cross down here. Breathe in, uncoiling. Opposite hand, cross over, up on your toes. Keep your balance there. Breathe out. Breathe in. Feel that you're an eagle soaring there. Up on your toes. Just come back a little bit so you can see me. And down you go. 2 more. Breathe in. Feel how you're lifting your skin, your fascia, making space between the ribs, space between the rib cage and the pelvis. Stay on your toes and over to the side. And stay there for 2 breaths in and out through the nose, staying up on your toes. Come back to center. Try and keep on your toes and the balls of your feet, and over to the other side, opening the intercostals, opening the ribs, coming up and coming down. Coming up to the center into prayer position. And now we're going to be the soaring crane. So the soaring crane, hands face the ground, you go out to the sides. As you come in, you hold your thumb and your first finger together. So you breathe in, gathering the energy, and as you fly back, you keep that energy so it comes back into the lung meridian. Sink your breastbone, drop your head, and up you come, opening, soaring over the mountains or the sea or the lakes. You could even do this with your eyes closed. So you don't have to be on your toes, you'll keep your balance. Now allow your wings to come down a little bit lower. So we bring a lot more oxygen into the lower part of the lungs when we do this. Arms at your sides. And lift elbows, and then your wrists, drop elbows, bring your wrists down, cross your hands. As you come up just as far as the shoulder level, up onto your toes. As you come down, bend your knees and allow your arms to cross. Breathing in and out through the nose. Elbows first, hands last. In. In. So flying, just feel how your arms lift up on the breath and they come down on the breath. Feel the lightness of the movement, lightness as in your arms are feeling lighter, but also that your mind can be lighter as well. And with the flying, we have a sense of we're able to see further, gain a wider perspective on life. Lightening your heart a little bit as well at the same time. It's the lungs. And then we're going to sit down and just finish off with a healing sound for the lungs. So get a little chair or sit on the ground. So, over the next couple of weeks, we're going to go into some healing sounds with movement. So the healing sounds originally, when they were put together by an ancient doctor many years ago, he coordinated the breath with the movement, with the sound. And so we'll just do the lung tonight. So if you're doing the lung, you're used to doing the holding up the sky. So we do the holding up the sky, but within sitting. So as we're breathing in and we're making the sound, we're actually stretching the fascia around the lungs as well, which actually makes them more flexible. And we'll do the 3 sounds. So the first one is for the physical lungs. So you've had maybe a lot of bronchitis, or you've smoked for many years and everything in here is like really stiff and rigid, okay? Or maybe it's full of phlegm or whatever it is. So we're going to try and move that. So we start just breathing in, holding up the sky, and then as we breathe out, we come down and we allow our hands to face towards the lungs. So as you breathe in, you're going to make the Z sound. So the Z sound is the audible sound. You're going to hear it and feel it vibrating in your lungs. So we'll do 3 of those. We'll go. So breathing in. Come down. And allow your hands just to face your lungs. And just do 1 or 2 breaths here. Feeling that you are strengthening the lungs. Remember, we're sending pearly white light into the lungs because that's the lung color when it's really strong. Feeling that white light spread right through the lungs, from the front to the back to the sides. Bring your hands down onto your lap. And up you go for the second one, breathing in and out. And coming down. Feeling as if you're pouring energy into your lungs from your hands. Lungs are becoming shinier, clearer. If there's any gray areas in it, you're shining over that, dissolving that. Down. Last one, breathing in. Hands facing the sky and coming down. And again, maybe you can feel some warmth from your hands coming through to the lungs, spreading from the front to the back to the sides. Okay, and the next one is going to be the whisper sound. The whisper sound is the S sound, and it's for the emotional aspect of the lungs. So remember, the emotions are affecting the lungs in an adverse way are going to be sadness and grief. So up we come, breathing in and down. And feel maybe a soft silvery light haze around the lungs, the front and the sides and the back. Feel it as a calm white light. Bring your hands down. Breathe in, holding up the sky. Coming down. Feel the white light emanating from your hands, a warmth, almost snuggling around the lungs to comfort them. Lightening up the depression, lightening up the grief. Coming down. One more, up you come, breathe in. Holding up the sky, stretching through the lungs there, and coming down. Allowing the warmth from your lagong points and the palm to go right into the lungs, surrounding the lungs. Allowing for the inspiration to come through, courage to come through, positivity to come through to the lungs. The third one is a mysterious sound. So that's the sound, it'll be the S sound, but you can't hear it, you just hear it in your head. And it's to affect the spirituality of the lungs. So that would be from higher knowledge, but also courage. So in this position, make that sound just in your mind. And, so as your hands are facing the lungs now, just feel that your lungs are emanating the silvery white light, and it's coming right through your body to the outside around you, so that your strength and your courage and your positivity is actually going to emanate into the world around you and affect people around you, helping to lift their spirits as well. Breathe in again, breathe in. Hands facing the sky. Mysterious sound, inaudible in your mind. S. Down. Again, feel just that white light from your hands surrounding the lungs, but your whole body is now giving off this beautiful silvery vibration and light, almost becoming a star body. Hands onto your lap, and last one, breathing in, opening up through the lungs. Whisper sound in your mind, coming down, and just feel the lungs from the front to the side of the back just shimmering with white light. You can smile to your lungs at the same time. And the white light is just pouring out of your body. That's why coppers come to get some of it from me now. And down you go. Good. All right.